Hey everyone, this is Den Razor, and next we're going to look at Area 5. This is probably the most difficult section of the game if you're first learning this run, or even if you're not learning the run. There's a lot of risk here, but we took a safety strat earlier with the ice armor, so let's take our time and let's get through it, and we'll get through it together here. So first off, get to talk to this door, because this area, Leo's basement, Leo's lab, has a lot of inanimate objects that we talk to. And really good music too. First off, just going to defeat these enemies. You can either use a light arrow, or you can just kind of walk along with your sword to save some gems. Next, I like to use light arrows on these enemies, just kind of scrubbing bubbles enemies, and then unseal the lair. And that'll get us a door that we need to get to the Zantetsu sword. If you're watching these videos earlier for Area 2 and 3, you'll notice we had some enemies that were metal that we couldn't hit. This is the sword now that lets us do that. So if you're playing this casually, you'd be able to go back there and defeat those enemies. Now that we have the Zantetsu sword, and we have that, we will keep moving. So the thing is, I can't swing the sword, so I have to do a lot of poke damage. And that's going to be very precarious. If you need to at any point in this run, go back to Area 1 and get an herb. You want to have an herb for what's coming in. So I'm going to beat these enemies, take my time. And with these, you kind of back up a little bit as you go. It's almost a rhythm. It's just like back, 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 back. As you practice it, you get a little bit easier with it, but it's easier said than done sometimes with it. Because these enemies are very mobile. They can helicopter right into you, and all of a sudden your health drains very quickly. So take your time. Then you can come up here, and we've got more of these warm enemies. You can use light arrows to defeat those. And with these metal cars, as they're called, you can just move going with them and defeat those. And now this part here, I'm going to pause real quick. I'm going to go up, right to defeat each of these mice as I go. So up, right. You need to go down a little bit, so just getting those. And then we undo that layer. Now, if you want, you can defeat these copters over in this section here. And it'll take you a little bit of time, but it's a good safety if you want to go back and get your health restored. Because the next section is going to eat up a bit of health if you're not careful. Again, going back to the Master Shrine just to get our health refilled. Go back over and down. Let's continue on into the basement. Using that shortcut that we made to make things a little bit faster for us. And it's useful also if you have an unexpected death, just to be able to take things further on that. And again, my guide kind of covers a lot of this visually, so hopefully it helps as well. So when I get down here, I'm going to switch to the ice armor. It allows me to walk across these hot floors without taking any damage. So they can do damage very quickly. This next section, take your time on it. Just moving forward a little bit. If you want, you can just stay here, let the enemy defeat themselves. Just go down a little bit further. Let the enemy defeat themselves. Move left. Let the enemy defeat themselves. If you want, move down forward a little bit as well. And just do that part. This next section is a pain in the butt. Not gonna lie to you here. So I like to face left here, and then go down. Enemy goes down, moves. I try to move along with it and do the damage as we go. Now, if any of them escape, kind of go along, it'll take them about a minute or so to get around back and down to this area to fight them again. can either wait for them, or you can step on that layer right there to the east of me to reset that spawn. And it's, if you're doing any percent run of this competitively and that accidentally happens, it's pretty much your way to salvage there. So I'm going to be facing downward. I'm going to walk quickly through that one there, get to the left side, because you can see they really don't do too much damage to me when I'm on that side of them. Walk right through, and if you want, you can equip the herb just to help yourself out a little bit. One thing you can do also, as you pass these areas, switch back to the magic armor, because that will give you 2 more defense. And these enemies do tend to hit hard here. So you can defeat these enemies and power bracelet it up if you want. So make it faster. You'll notice I'm getting these enemies up top here too. If you want, you can seal this. I usually defeat these first. And I can take these out with light arrows. So we'll seal this, and then take a drink. I'll show you what happens if you have copters here at the same time. You might be like, what copters? These copters. Because I went on that far right path on the right side of this area. The copter flew over there and got kind of stuck. So if you got these over here, feel free just to defeat these a little bit, just to be safe. And it gives you more experience anyway, so. But if it was a run, probably wouldn't do it, but, you know, helping yourself out a little bit. Next here, I'm going to take these one at a time, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take these out, and then I'm going to seal this layer. Got all those mice running all over the place, so let's take things one at a time, because there's a lot of details in this area. So let's take things one at a time. Take out those metal cars. I'm going to hold up facing this way. I'm going to move with them as they go. Left, right. If I need to, I can go downward a little bit like this. And defeat that part there. Our health is looking very rough. If you want to, you can equip that herb. Depending on how your run went, it may not necessarily be there, but it's all okay. But ultimately, we wanted to defeat the 2 scrubbing bubbles there that would open up this layer here. Cat jam. Nice. So, now that we've defeated all those, I'm going to equip just nothing for my armor and just Death Warp out. You can also defeat that copter layer if you want, those copters there, to unlock a layer to go back if you want to save those gems. Fortunately, the next path we're taking doesn't require that too much. And you can see with the guide here, there's a lot of detail to those 2 spots. So again, just trying to make sure that all the details are down there to help. So we're going to equip the Lucky Blade and the Magic Armor. The Lucky Blade will get us more gems, and Magic Armor will essentially give us good defense and have the magic cost for stuff, so that's what we want for this part. So we went upstairs, and we get to go into the mobile towns. Really wild thing when you're playing this when you're 9. And seeing all this stuff, or even now today, it's just kind of a wild concept. So I'm just going to move past that one little knight there, these red knights. And just defeat them as I go. Try to use light arrows. And I like to step here as it moves over. I move left and swing it. It's just however works best for you. If you want to take them from a distance, you can certainly come down here and use spells. Just whatever you find easier for yourself. And if you're not comfortable with this area, feel free to go back to Area 1 and grab an herb to help yourself out. So again, getting that first run done, you need to create splits in order to beat splits. So get that first run done. Doesn't matter how bad that run is, just get it done. And then you'll be able to get those gold splits afterwards. Or red splits. I mean, just learning. That's the biggest thing. Just learn from yourself on it. Then we're going to keep going right. And basically use some light arrows to defeat these blue knights, or archers, however you want to do it. And then we have some invisible enemies here, so I'm just going to slash right here just to get them with my edge of my sword and seal this layer. Don't need to do much else in that section, but we still need to do a little bit of unlocking. So I'm going to press up at this point just to defeat those blue guards a little bit sooner. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just so they can help a little bit. So down below we want to defeat these enemies as well. So we're doing a little bit of multitasking, just defeating one up there. Use light arrows to defeat those ones down there as well. But we want to move down once in a while to make sure we spawn those enemies. So if we're up here the whole time, they're not going to be spawning. Then we won't get that layer done. If you want, there's a nice little chest here that'll get you 50 gems. Very good to have. And then we've unlocked Bottletown 2. This one goes a lot faster though. Then we will make our exit out of here using that nice little shortcut and leave. Next section. Again, just talk to that table. And here we're just going to take the shorter tour of this place. We get to just walk all the way around. And I'm just going to go to the next section here because I did put a little map there on there that shows where these invisible enemies are in the next part here. So there's basically one up here that's lined up. You can see it's shooting at me right now. There's one down here that's shooting at me. There's one lined up on that section and one lined up with that with those lighthouses. So I'm gonna use some of these light arrows to defeat them. You can defeat them with a lot less of them, but as you're learning, don't be discouraged if it takes you a few. It's all okay. And now we've released the steps in the next place. Walking through all those steps and everything else is a pain, so we're going to death warp out. These enemies fortunately do a lot of damage where we're at, so it's quick and easy. And we don't need a lot of spells for the next section, so this works out very well. If you want here, you can equip the Zantetsu sword right away. I usually wait a little bit, but it's up to you. For the spirit of just having a nice safe strat, we'll do it at this point. We'll do it at this point. So, just going to come up here. I'm just defeating these as I go. Take your time. And just get those. And probably helps if you can keep yourself facing north if you want. Then you can just go to this chest and get it. This one's technically not needed, but it's proven to be very, very useful throughout the run because it gives you more chances to be risky and do it safely. So next we'll defeat these enemies and just go down further. Now if you have the ice armor, feel free to use it at this time. We're just going to show how much damage I took there. It was quite a bit, but if you walk across, it saves you a little bit. Health is very important as you go through this run. Now these here, when it's about here, I can walk through without having to stop. But keep in mind that's if you don't bump into anything as you're going around that loop. But usually I just wait for that ball to get to the top and then I start moving my way around. If you need to wait, that's fine too. Those do some big damage, so something to be careful of. Now, good safety strat here is just to clear these enemies, these copters, and there we've got ourselves our little warp back. And that copter, sorry, you can't come along with. So now that we've done that, you can save there if you want. Highly recommend doing that if you are not comfortable with the next boss. And note, if you're doing this run, a death does not invalidate a run. It does add time, but you can still count the run. It's okay. all good stuff. So we want to make sure we have the Z sword equipped, light armor, and power bracelet. So I'm going to do kind of a safer strat on this one. So there's this area that I'm at. I'm one tile left of the boss. Just think of like a line straight up and down. If I stay along this line, this boss is not going to teleport around. Now notice when it shoots the fireballs, I'm moving the other way. So you might be like, oh, I'm going to go this way. So you can kind of use that to help yourself reduce damage. You can be more risky about it, but I'd say follow your comfort level on that. So now we defeated the boss. No teleports because we stayed to the left of the boss. There's Marie. So if you stay on that left part, the boss will just keep going up and down throughout that part. So normally, if this was the any percent route that I usually take, I would not have unlocked that layer and I'd be taking Death Warp right now. But since we have that unlocked, let's use it. Then we got to go all the way upstairs and talk to Marie to get the next stone for the next area of the game, the purple stone. Just gonna take a drink of water again. All right. Let's talk to Marie. Mentions that no one can break a promise made with evil, because I guess evil is the best at keeping promises. Good job, evil. And there we go. And we're almost done with Area 5, which actually is the shortest section of the game, now that I think about it. Mainly because that second dungeon, or third dungeon, you just walk right through it. So, alright. That was Area 5. So, in our next section, we're going to cover Area 6, Maegred's Castle, and after that will be the World of Evil. So, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.